tomorrow something quietly monumental happens. No breaking news alerts, no emergency press conferences, no market halt. And yet, one of the most influential chapters in financial history comes to a close. Warren Buffett is not just an investor. He is the architect of long-term thinking, the proof that restraint beats speculation, the rare billionaire who never chased hype. Born in 1930, Buffett began investing before most people understand what money even is. While others chased fast profits, Buffett mastered waiting, and that patience changed the world.
Here we are, taking interview of Warren Buffett.
Warren, how would you define true success?
Well, I've said many times that if you get to be 65 or 70 and later, and the people that you want to have love you actually do love you, you're a success. I've never seen anybody that reaches that age. I mean, I'm not talking about somebody that's in extreme poverty or pain or something, but I've never seen anybody that, if they have a lot of people that love them, that is other than happy. And I've seen some very, very wealthy people that they give testimonial dinners to and name schools after and everything. Nobody loves them, you know. Their own kids would say, he's in the attic, you know. Okay.
What you say 3 pieces of advice you give people to succeed in business?
Well, by far the best investment you can make is in yourself. I mean, for example, communication skills. I tell the students that come, they're going to graduate schools and business, and they're learning all these complicated formulas and all that. If they just learn to communicate better, and both in writing and in person, they increase their value at least 50%. And, I mean, if you can't communicate, somebody says, you know, it's like winking at a girl in the dark. Nothing happens, you know, basically. And you have to be able to get forth your ideas, and that's relatively easy. I did it myself with the Dale Carnegie course. Some people wish I'd taken a shorter course now in terms of my talking later on, but it's just hugely important. And if you invest in yourself, nobody can take it away from you. I mean, and the second thing, which I'll get a certain criticism for not living it, but I do tell those students, you know, that if I gave you a car and it'd be the only car you get in the rest of your life, you take care of it like you can't believe. Any scratch, you'd fix that moment. You read the owner's manual, you keep a garage and do all these things. And you get exactly one mind and one body in this world. And you can't start taking care of it when you're 50. By that time, you'll have rusted out if you haven't done anything. So you should really make sure that you just remember that you just got one mind and body to get through life with and to do the most with it.
What are life advice?
Well, life advice is, you know, the most important thing, aside from the things I've talked about already, is really who you associate with. You want to associate with people that are better than you are. I mean, basically, you'll go in the direction of the people that you associate with, and you want to have the right heroes. You want people, if you want to emulate somebody, you better pick very carefully who you want to emulate. And when obviously you can't pick your parents, they're going to have an enormous influence on you, but you don't get a choice on that. But you get choices as you go down the line, and who you admire, who you want to copy, and the most important for most people in terms of that decision is their spouse. It's also important in terms of a partner in business, but the partner in life is the most important one. You want to pick a spouse that's better than you are, and then he or she, and you hope they don't figure it out too fast.
Biggest mistake people make in investing?
Well, they try to, they just don't realize that all you have to do is just buy a cross-section of America and then never listen to people like me or read the papers or do anything subsequently. They think that because you can trade, you should trade. You buy a farm, you buy an apartment house, you can't resell it tomorrow, and you know the cost of moving around. Now you get something handed to you, liquidity, you know, which is instant. You can sell, and the cost of doing it are pennies, you know, compared to other kinds of investment activity. So because they can so easily move around, they do move around, moving around is not smarter than investing.
You have a pretty cool routine of mourning regarding what you have for breakfast and how prosperous you feel. What is that?
Well, that was, and I now actually send somebody over to McDonald's, usually to get me something. Since the publicity I got from earlier describing my habits at McDonald's, I now have somebody go in the office, but that was more for entertainment value. I actually eat exactly what I like to eat. If I liked it on my 6th birthday, at my 6th birthday party when we had hot dogs and hamburgers and Coke and ice cream with chocolate, I still like it. And I don't care about anything subsequently. I discovered it all by the time I was 6. And if somebody had offered me a deal when I was 20 and said, you're going to live 1 year longer, instead of living to 88, you'll live to 89 or whatever it may be, if you eat nothing but broccoli and Brussels sprouts and onions and all these things, I just said, I'll take the last year off. It probably won't be that good anyway. So I eat what I like to eat. I'm not venturesome.
The last question lightning round. There's a few. Do you ever drink water?
Only under duress.
What is your favorite all-time song?
It's undoubtedly, it's My Way.
Berkshire Hathaway didn't start as a financial empire. It started as a failing textile company. Most CEOs would have walked away. Buffett didn't. Instead, he transformed Berkshire into a capital allocation machine, owning insurance, railroads, energy, consumer brands, and technology. Not flashy, unbreakable. Buffett didn't invent complicated strategies. He repeated simple ones with brutal consistency. Buy great businesses, hold them for decades, avoid debt, ignore noise, never risk permanent loss. While Wall Street sold fear and excitement, Buffett sold clarity. That clarity compounded. Under Buffett's leadership, Berkshire outperformed the market for decades. He didn't win every year. He won over time. And time is the one thing markets can't fake. Dot-com bubble? He stayed out. 2008 financial crisis? He stepped in when others froze. Buffett never predicted the future. He prepared for it. He leaves behind a cash fortress, businesses designed to survive chaos, a blueprint for sanity in a world obsessed with speed. Buffett's departure comes at a dangerous moment. Markets addicted to leverage, speculation disguised as innovation, short-term thinking rewarded. He was the counterweight. Berkshire will continue, managers will remain, cash flows will persist, but leadership is culture, not structure. That culture will now be tested. No bell ringing, no victory lap, no dramatic farewell, because real power doesn't announce itself, it compounds quietly. This is not a signal to panic, it's a reminder. Fundamentals still matter, discipline still wins, time still rewards patience. You don't need to be the fastest, you don't need to be the loudest, you don't need to predict tomorrow. You just need to be right consistently over time. Tomorrow isn't about retirement, it's about responsibility passing forward, because legends don't disappear, they leave standards behind.